Hi students, this is Miss Beatty from the library. I want to teach you guys how to use Noodle Tools, which will keep your sources that you use for your research project, and it will help you create a bibliography and make your life just a whole lot easier. So the first thing that we need to do is locate Noodle Tools, and we're going to do that through the RMS library homepage. We go there a lot because we keep a lot of your resources there. So if you will type in RMS Library, if you've been there before, it will probably pop up. And if I lost you, you can pause this video and you can type in the URL address by hand. All right, so once you get there, then you're going to use the blue tabs at the top of the page and find resources. On the resources page, the tool that you want is Noodle Tools, and it is the first one on the left. And you are halfway there. Okay, yours probably looks blank, like this screen, and what you need to do is create a new project. So click the plus sign, and you may want to title it 3 branches. Ms. Krautkramer may be directing you to give it a specific title, maybe 3 branches and your name, or maybe 3 branches and her name. You may ask her at this point, do you have a title that you want us to call it? And then click submit. Your research question and your thesis can come directly from Ms. Krautkramer. She can tell you what those are. What we're going to focus on today is under sharing and collaboration to get started. So down where it says public view, leave that alone. Where it says sharing, we are going to share with a project inbox, and Ms. Krautkramer has created those for you. So if you click on share with a project inbox and you start typing in your teacher's name, Krautkramer, you will find her name and all of your classes. So which class are you? And I don't know which one you are. You have to know which one you are. So I'm just going to pick A1 and then type your name. This is probably blank. Put your name in and click done. Okay, so you are on your way. You've now shared that project to her inbox, so she is going to get that automatically, which is going to make her life easy. You now need to come up to the top where you see projects and dashboard and sources and note cards. We can take a look at what's in each of these. So you have your first project, which is your 3 branches with Krautkramer. Currently, you have no sources and no notes, and so we need to add some. So let's go to the Sources tab. Okay, on your Sources tab, we can add a new source, but first we need a source, and so that's where we're going to use the background up here. Now, you remember that the last time I was up there, we looked at guides on the library page, and I had made a 3 branches of government guide. And we had talked about where you can find information, and Ms. Krautkramer gave you some websites. So let's use one of these websites. We can do Bin's Guide. We can just use the first one. Just click the first one, Bin's Guide. And if I look at what they want on Noodle Tools, I'm going to use this source. So click New Source. It is a website. It's a web page. And it's going to ask me for the URL. And so I need to grab that. So flip back to your tab, copy your URL, paste your URL, and then it's going to ask you the date of publication. Well, publication is usually, that's sometimes hard for a website. We publish books, we publish magazines. Your website may or may not have a publication date. And as I look at it, if I go to About This Site, if I do a little bit of digging on here, I'm going to look and see if I can find any kind of date, but I don't see anything And so I'm going to leave that blank. So I don't see that it is, I don't see a date of publication, but I did access it today. And so I want to put that date down. It is not July, wishful thinking. It is, my date today is April 30th. Yours will be May probably. And it is 2021. Okay. Were there any contributors to this web page? Like, did they give you anything about who created it? And there's no people, there's no names. And so I'm going to keep scrolling. Is there a web page or document article title? And I'm going to get off the About page. There was a title for the one that I used. This was called Welcome to Ben's Guide. And I probably typed in 3 branches, or I may have typed in government. They didn't find 3 branches. Just kidding. Let's try government. Give me a glossary. Let's try branches. Miss Beatty can't spell. There we go. Ah. All right, now I've got a title. What are the branches of government? So believe it or not, I can copy and I can paste that title. So why is the word R should most likely be capitalized. I'll follow that direction. So why does the title matter? Because this is a huge website with lots and lots of information. And if I just said that the title is Ben's Guide, then that's the whole website. And you really want to be more specific when you do a source. So the name of the website is Ben's Guide. And I don't know who published it. It doesn't tell me who published it. It is a government website. So on my annotation, I might say this is a government website that teaches students about the U.S. government. There we go. Okay. So the annotation is where you tell about your source. So what information was included, any special features. It has learning adventures. It's got a glossary. It has games, and so I'm going to include that. So it has learning adventures, games, and a glossary. And you may want to tell what you learned on that website. So what did you learn from it? What did you use? You might say, I used the glossary. What did you find useful about it? Okay, you want to include this in your final work cited because you used it? Click Save once you're done. So what it did for you is it created this. And back in my day, when I taught English, my students used to have to write these out by hand, and they had to memorize. The title is first, and then you do the website title, and then you give the publication date, and then you give the URL, and then you give the date you access. They had to know all of this, and they had to just find all of this information on their own. It was very time consuming. So luckily, in your lifetime, they've created apps and tools like Noodle Tools where it just does it for you. And so this is a real time saver for you. All you guys need to do is continue adding your sources. So if you're at that point where you've done the research, you just continue to add the websites that you've used or the books, whatever it is that you've used. Probably you've used a lot of these. So if you know which ones they are, you know you needed the URL. Paste it in. And you are going to have to do a little bit, you are going to have to look and say, did they give me a year that this was published? that matters because maybe the information has changed. They don't. I don't have, it says, wait, I lie. Minnesota Senate 2009. Look at that. And so you would put 2009. It's kind of an old source. I accessed it again, you put the date. And so you guys you keep building. You just keep building all the sources that you used. It's going to continue to do this for you. The name is it's Government in Minnesota, A Guide for Kids is your title on this one. And you guys just keep going through. The publisher's the Minnesota Senate, or Minnesota government maybe. You guys just keep doing it, annotate it, tell what it's about, tell what you learned. This is a PDF. And then you click save, and you'll see. You now have 2. So once you are done adding all of your sources that you've used, then you just export it. So make sure you're under sources, print and export. Let's do a Google Doc because then you can easily, you have that in your drive. And it is magic. It is going to make it for you. There it is. This should already we can share it with Ms. Krautkramer, but she shared this project with you, so you can click share and add Ms. Krautkramer. Click send. I'm going to discard mine because I'm not really going to share it with her, but you are finished. This is your bibliography. Congratulations, you're done. And it took maybe 20 minutes.